Today we'll be exploring the topic of text classification of Twitter data using logistic regression. I have mentioned the workflow that we'll be following here. I will just quickly go through the each of the steps that was given before explaining it in detail. So first we'll be importing the required libraries. The second step would be to extract the dataset, and then we would move on to carrying out an exploratory data analysis. The next step would be to split the dataset into testing as well as training dataset. Then we would be vectorizing the tweets that we got from the dataset. The next step would be to build the model. Here we'll be using logistic regression. And the final step would be to test the model and see how well the model is able to predict whether the tweet is a positive sentiment or a negative sentiment. So now we can go through each of the steps in detail. The first step would be to import the required libraries. I have imported NumPy as well as Pandas that are used for basic data manipulation. Next we'll be importing Seaborn, and also we have used sklearn library in order to import count vectorizer as well as train test split, and also from the linear model we have imported logistic regression, and also from the sklearn metrics we have imported confusion matrix. And also finally we have also imported matplotlib in order to plot a few graphs. So moving on to the dataset, extracting the dataset step, I have downloaded the dataset from Kaggle. So it is a sentiment analysis with tweets with over 1.6 million tweets. I've given a little description about the dataset here. So it has been extracted using the Twitter API, and the tweets have already been denoted whether it is positive or negative. If it's 0, then it is denoted as negative, and if it is positive, then it will be 4. So this can be used to detect the sentiments, and the dataset has 6 columns, and the target is basically used to tell whether the tweet is positive or negative. The ID, which is the ID of the tweet, date, which will give the date that the tweet was created. The fourth one is the flag, and the fifth is the username, that is the user that created the tweet, and finally we have the text of the tweet. So using td.read CSV file, we'll be able to read the CSV file, and we also given the names of the specific columns as target, ID, date, flag, user, text, etc. So using df.head, we'll be able to view the dataset. So we can see this is the target class, and this will basically tell if the tweet is positive or negative. So, and this is the text that we'll be using, the text of the tweet. So moving on to the next step, we have carried out an exploratory data analysis. So we can just get an information about the shape of the data frame, and also information about each of the columns in the data frame. And so basically there are two classes in the dataset that we use. So the target column has two classes, that is whether it is a positive tweet or a negative tweet. So using df.target.unique, we'll be able to get the two unique values of the target column. So we can check if these classes are equally distributed or not. So using this, we'll be able to see if the target column has equal distribution of positive as well as negative tweets. So from this plot, we can observe that the classes are equally distributed. Equally distributed. So we don't have to overtrain the dataset with just one class as compared to the other. They both have equal distribution. So here I've given the plot of the dataset using the Seaborn library. The next step is to split the dataset into testing and training dataset. I've given the values of the test column into X, and I've given the value of target column into Y, and I've used the train test split in order to split the data into testing and training, and I've also provided the test size as 0.2. I've already executed this particular cell. the next step is to vectorize the text, and we'll be using the count vectorizer, and we'll fit the training data set into the vectorizer. So after vectorizing the test, the data will be in the form of the index of each of the words that is used in the training data set. So here we can see that the first tweet in the data set is this. So before vectorizing, it was in the form of text, and after vectorizing, we get the index of each of the word in the particular tweet, and also the number of occurrence of that word in the tweet. So just to get an idea about each of the words that is in this tweet and its particular index, so it has an index of this much, or was has an index of this much. So each of the word with this particular index and the number of time it occurs in that particular tweet. So next step is to build the model. So we have used logistic regression here because we'll be classifying it into positive sentiment or negative sentiment. So just to put it in simple words, so this is a equation for logistic regression, and in terms of in this case of text classification, this part of the equation is the probability that that particular tweet is of a positive sentiment or a negative sentiment, and on this side we have all the variables that we've used. So in this case, all the variables means that all the unique words that are present inside the vocabulary. That is what we've done here using this step. So that includes all the words in the vocabulary. So once we build the model, what happens is that the model checks for each of the words that is present in the vocabulary according to the index number. So if you're taking this tweet as an example, um, the model looks for each of the words starting from the index 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. and so on until it reaches an index of this much. And we can say that then we can say that that particular word is present in the particular tweet. So it has a count of 1. Therefore, that particular variable becomes 1, and it goes to the next index, and the model keeps on checking the index and whether that word is found in the tweet that we're looking at. So if that word is present and it has a frequency of 1, then this x1 becomes 1. If it has a frequency of 2, it becomes 2. And if that word is not present in the tweet, then it becomes 0. So on, and the model looks for each of the words in the vocabulary and whether that is present in the tweet that we're trying to predict the positive or negative sentiment for. So we can see that each of the variable here has also a weight corresponding to it. So the weight will depend on the word. For example, if you're looking at the word good, then it will have a positive sentiment. So it will have a positive weight that is associated with it. And for instance, if you're taking the word as bad, then it will have a negative weight that is associated with it. So for this part of the equation, we will just keep on multiplying the weight with each of the variable, and we add it in order to get the logistic, that is the probability here over here. So this is how we use logistic regression to predict whether the particular tweet is a positive or a negative sentiment. So this is what we've done here. We use the logistic regression, and we have set the maximum iteration as 1000, and we fit the training data set over here. And if we look at the accuracy of the model that we've built, we can see that the accuracy is 0.8, which is pretty good. So here I've displayed the confusion matrix for the model that we built. So the columns will show the actual values, whereas this will show what the model has predicted. So for what was actually negative sentiment, the model has predicted correctly uh, these many cases, whereas what was actually negative sentiment, the model has predicted this much tweets as positive, which is incorrect. And for what was actually positive sentiment, the model has incorrectly predicted as negative. And for this many tweets, what was actually positive, the model has also predicted as positive. So mm, the percentage expression will give a much better understanding when it comes to this. So we can see that the model has predicted with an accuracy of 0.8 when it comes to predicting the negative sentiment correctly, and it has predicted the positive sentiment correctly with an accuracy of 0.79. So we can say that with an accuracy of around 80%, we can say that both the classes, that is positive and negative sentiment, can be predicted equally well. And the last part is the testing part. So in order to test if the model works for different kinds of tweets. So let's say if we're taking the tweet as this, so we take the tweet and we use the vectorizer function to transform it, and we also use the classifier to predict the tweet. So in order to predict the class of the tweet, so if we run this, we can see that the tweet is positive. And finally, if you're taking multiple tweets at a time in order to predict if the particular tweets are positive or negative, we also need to vectorize this and transform it into a vectorized data. So vectorized data, and then we also predict the class using the classifier, and we can see that this would be a positive tweet, whereas this would be a negative tweet. So that was all for the topic of text classification using logistic regression. I hope this topic was understandable. Thank you.